This is K. Harshini, Assistant Professor, Triple Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College, Hyderabad. So today we are going to study the topic of concept of transfer function. So actually what do you mean by transfer function? So later we will see the definition. Okay, the definition is given like this. Transfer function of a control system is defined as a ratio of Laplace transform output variable to the Laplace transform of input variable at initial conditions are neglected, right? This is the definition of your transfer function. So how to remember this definition of this transfer function? Nothing but, so here I have taken an example. Okay, here we are talking about the control systems, right? So I have taken a block of system with the input of R of t and with the output of C of t, right? So what do you mean by here R of t? R of t is nothing but reference input, right? So therefore I have given a denotation like R of t, and here this is nothing but output of our control system. So I have given a denotation of C of t. Okay. So what does the T indicates here? Nothing but now your system is working under time domain analysis, right? Sorry, it is working under time domain. Okay. So now for this system, I just want to, what I'm going to do, I'm just applying the Laplace transform. Okay. So for this R of t, if we are applying the Laplace transform, it is going to become like R of S. Okay. And next for the C of t, if you are applying the Laplace transform, so it is going to become as C of S. So nothing but here T denotes time domain and S denotes the Laplace transform. So why we are going in the Laplace transform? Because in Laplace transform, it is in the frequency. So here, so this is nothing but your circuit block diagram with a input as R of S and with the output of C of S, right? So now I just want to derive the transfer function now. Okay, so how I'm going to denote now? So I just want the output across this particular value. Okay, so here I can write here what is the output variable across this particular variable is nothing but R of S into G of S, right? Okay, so this is across this particular point which is equals to C of S output, right? So therefore from this equation I can write as G of S is equals to C of S by R of S. Okay, so nothing but now this G of S is nothing but your transfer function. So therefore according to this particular equation, I'm going to derive the definition of the transfer function as ratio of Laplace transform of output variable to the ratio of Laplace transform of input variable, right? So this is how we have got the derivation of our transfer function. Okay, and next now we are deriving the transfer function, right? But in the previous circuit we have derived the transfer function only for a it was for control system, but it was like a open loop control system, right? So now I have taken a closed loop control system, and now to this closed loop control system I just want to derive or just want to see what is the transfer function for this closed loop type transfer function, right? So now this is nothing but your summation point, right? This is your summation point. Okay, this is my summation point. Okay, from this I'm going to get a reference input of R of S with a sign of positive. So at the summation point I'm having another input also with the sign of negative. But what is the value of this one? Okay, what is the value of this one? So the value of this is nothing but H into C of S. Okay, this is the value of your this particular output across this particular terminal. Okay, so now these two inputs are going to the summation point, and across this particular point, okay, across this particular point, what is the answer here? What is the variable you are going to get here? R of S. Okay, so across this particular term, I am going to get like R of S minus H into C of S. Okay, so this is the value across this particular point now. Okay, so why you have taken, madam, we may have a doubt that why we have got H into C of S, because this is our takeoff point, right? Across takeoff point we are going to get the same input, right? So here the input is C of S. So therefore C of S is coming, and what will be the output here? So output is equals to input C of S into H. So therefore I have written like this. Okay, so now what is a total overall output? C of S is equals to, so C of S is equals to across this particular point, what is the answer we are going to get, ma? So R of S minus H of S into C of S, so whole multiplied with your G of S. Okay, so now just we are writing them, we are making the equation clear. So C of S is equals to, just multiply it, so G of S into R of S minus h of s into g of s into c of s, right? So now, so here I can take c of s as common, right? So if I'm taking c of s as common, I'm going to get like this 1 plus g of s into h of s, right? So which is equals to now, g of s into r of s. Okay, so therefore from this equation, our C of this is C of S is nothing but our output, and this R of S is nothing but our input, right? So therefore, can I write like this? So my transfer function for this closed loop control system is C of S by R of S is equals to G of S by 1 plus G of S into H of S. Okay. So now this is how we have derived the transfer function for a closed loop system. And here, what do you mean by closed loop system? The system which is having a feedback, right? So here, what is the type of feedback here? Here we are going to use negative type of feedback. Okay. If you are using negative type of feedback, here in the transfer function, we are going to get a denominator term as 1 plus G of S into H of S, right? Suppose if you are using a positive type of feedback, our transfer function value will be g of s by 1 minus g of s into h of s. So this is how to derive the transfer function for closed loop control system. Okay, and here now we have done the derivation of our transfer function for closed loop and also for the open loop, right? So after doing this is the term we are going to get, right? Transfer function is equals to C of s by R of s. And if we evaluate nothing but if we solve this one, so nothing but here we are going to get numerator in a binomial equation and denominator also with the equation, right? So here what I'm going to do, I'm just calculating the roots of this numerator and denominator, and I'm writing the roots like this. Okay, s minus z1 and s minus z2 and so on. So and the denominator s minus p1 and s minus p2. And what is this z1 and p1 here? So z is nothing but zeros. Okay, and p is nothing but your poles. Okay, and what are these? So these poles and zeros are the transfer functions frequencies. Okay, so based upon these poles and zeros, so the system stability also can be determined. Okay, and next, so now till now we have seen what is a transfer function and how to derive it, and from the transfer function we have also known how to calculate poles and zeros, right? So now we are going to see the procedure for a given circuit, how to derive the transfer function, right? So according to that, so the first nothing but we have to form the equations. Okay, so whatever the circuit it is, okay, whatever the circuit, either it may be electrical or whatever it is. So first for the circuit we have to write the equations. Okay, and the second step is to we have to apply the Laplace transform to those equations which we have obtained. Okay, and what is our third step here? So initial consider variables. It's nothing but whatever the terms which are either than input and output. Okay, actually we, in order to derive the transfer function we require input and output, right? And the terms which are other than input and output, those terms can be neglected. Okay, and next, what is our last step? So now we know equations, and also we have applied the Laplace transform, and also we have deleted or we have neglected the terms which are other than input and output. So now based upon the equations we are ready to draw, we are ready to take the ratio of Laplace transform of output and Laplace transform of input, which is going to give us a transfer function, right? So these are nothing but the steps which are followed to derive a transfer function for any of the circuit. So now let's see. Here I have taken a sample question, and now I am going to derive a transfer function for this particular circuit, right? So now let me observe carefully. Okay, so first, so this is nothing but electrical circuit which is composed of elements of inductor, capacitor and a resistor. Okay, and this is our input ei of t and output is e naught of t. Okay, and what is the variable here? Current I of t is also present across this particular loop. So now what we are going to do? We are using our Kirchhoff's law and we are going to apply the loop equation. Okay, so by applying the loop equation, what is the equation I am going to get here? Ei of t, I am writing the equation in terms of time domain, right? Is equals to L into di by dt plus 1 by c integral of I of t into dt plus r into I of t. Okay, so this is nothing but our input equation. Okay, so I can call this equation number 1 as my input equation. So now I'm going to write the output equation. So how I'm going to write the output equation? Just observe this particular term. So this output is nothing but E naught of t, right? So this is present parallel to the resistor. So therefore I can write E naught of t is equals to I of t multiplied with R. Okay, so this is nothing but equation number 2. I'm calling it as an output equation. So now what we are going to do, we are applying the Laplace transform to the both equation. What was our first step? My first step is to write the equations, right? And next what I have to do, I have to apply the Laplace transform to the equations which I have derived. Okay, so for equation number 1, apply Laplace transform. Okay, apply Laplace transform. So here for equation number 1, what? So now for the equation number 1, if you are applying the Laplace transform, how your equation 1 is going to become now? So E I of s is equals to, okay, so now this is nothing but our first order differentiation. So first order differentiation, now it is going to become like S. So L into S of I of s, okay, plus 1 by Z. So derivative is going to become like S and integral is going to become like 1 by S into I of s plus R into I of s. Okay, so now this is the equation of equation number 1 if you are converting the equation number 1 into Laplace transform, right? So now what I'm going to do here is equation number 1, I'm having I of s as common, right? So I'm taking I of s as common. So E I of s is equals to, if I'm taking I of s as common, so why I'm taking I of s as common? We'll see in the next third step. Okay, so if I'm taking I of s as common, what I'm going to get? L S plus 1 by Cs plus R, right? So in the next step, so here E I of s is equals to, so if we are doing LCM, so what we are going to get, ma? S square LC plus R plus SRC plus 1 by SC. Okay, so this is the term we are going to get if you are doing the LCM, right? So now this is your equation number 1 in converting Laplace transform, right? So now we have done the first step and also second step, converting in the obtained equation in terms of Laplace. Now what was our third step? We have to eliminate the unwanted terms either than input and output. Okay, so according to our question, my input was EI of t and output is E naught of t, nothing but EI of s and E naught of s. Okay, and what is the unrequired term here? That is my I of s, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm just substituting the I of s value in the equation number 2. Okay, so till now we have not applied the equation number 2 Laplace, right? So now if you are applying the equation number 2 in terms of Laplace transform, we are going to get like this. E naught of s is equals to R into I of s, right? So now in the next step, we will be just substituting. See here we are having I of s and we have to take I of s as common and just substituting in the equation number 4. Okay. Okay. So now what was the term we have got here? So I of s is equals to SC by S square LC plus SRC plus 1. Okay. So this was the term of I of s. Now what we are going to do? We are substituting the I of s value in the equation number 4. So what was our equation number 4, ma? My equation number 4 was this one. E naught of s is equals to R into I of s, right? So now just substituting. See here, why I am substituting? Because, so according to my third step, I have to neglect the unrelevant terms for transfer function, right? So my unrelevant term is I of s. So what I'm going to do, I'm just substituting, I'm just eliminating the I of s term. So therefore, I'm going to get term like this. So E naught of s is equals to, yes, RC divided by S square LC plus SRC plus 1 whole of EI of s. So now this is our output in terms of Laplace, and this is our input in terms of Laplace, right? So now can I take the ratio here? According to transfer function, what is my transfer function? Ratio of Laplace transform of output to the ratio of Laplace transform of input, it neglecting the initial conditions. So here we have not taken any initial conditions, just have taken the present. So here E naught of S by is equals to, so this is my SRC So now this is my overall transfer function for a given electrical circuit, right? So this is how we are going to do the derivation of whatever the electrical circuit or whatever the circuit it is, which type of system it may be. So this is how we are going to do we are going to derive the transfer function, right? Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.